Detroiters have guts and a willingness to work to make this city's future even greater than its past.
And when you take a position, you should try and examine what its implications are.
It is a story of a city seeking new horizons in a resolute contest with great challenges.
We in Detroit have the opportunity to show the rest of the nation how to move forward in our city.
Hello, friends, and welcome to your Daily Detroit. Back after a short break, I am Jer Stays, coming to you on this Thursday, July 31st, from Tech Town. And across from me is none other than the Prince of Brightmoor himself, Norris Howard. How are you?
You know what, man? I am at this point just happy to be here. It says the weekend is supposed to be beautiful. Weather is supposed to be incredible. And let's hope we don't all burn to death by the end of the summer, because it's been hot and I'm just trying to survive.
Well, we're going to get into some stories around town, but first we're going to do an episode of Where We've Been, or a segment of Where We've Been.
Yeah,
and
man.
Norris, I saw you on social media. You were at somewhere I wanted to go check out, but because my schedule didn't line up.
Yeah, man, I checked out the Detroit Chinatown Block Party over the weekend. It was incredible scenes, man, and it's something I thought was actually going to be pretty modest. It actually was pretty large. I mean, it was, I don't know the exact numbers, but a lot of people came out. It was fantastic to see tons of people who showed up there. There was food, there was art, music, shipping company was open, so people were able to walk through shipping company and check all that out, and it was incredible. Got to actually see some listeners there, and was able to meet up with them and say what's up. I stopped into Peterborough for a little bit, got some drinks, all that good stuff, man. It was really, really colorful. Shout out to a friend of the show, Sam Robinson, who was also a community sponsor for the Chinatown Block Party, him and Detroit 1 Million. So I just want to give him a special shout out. But yeah, it was a really dope, really awesome event. And yeah, people seem to really enjoy it. So I hope it becomes a annual thing.
I hope it is the start of something even bigger.
Yeah.
Because there's so much potential there, and the story of Detroit's Chinatown's really interesting. There's actually an exhibit at the Historic Museum recently. There's some books around these different things. I think it's so important to celebrate history, and, you know, Chinatown was basically kind of like bowled right over and then kind of pushed out. And to see the interest in it again, I know that they're talking about streetscape improvements, Chinese style gate, some things like that are going to knock things up a little bit.
We should talk. I mean, listen, I'm all for that. Anybody that has ever been to what I consider, the Chinatown in San Francisco, it's an incredible place. I mean, it is so vibrant, and it is full of so much culture, and it's full of so much history that I would love to see that return to that area of Cass Corridor and really revitalize it. Obviously, there have been some restaurants and companies and businesses that have invested in that area, and they've seemed to be doing all right. But there's still plenty of land over there, plenty of opportunity for people to invest further. And I think it's just ripe with opportunity.
Funnily enough, in the place where I've been, I was also at a Chinatown.
Yes, that's right. You was at our friends to the west.
Yes,
our cousins in the central time zone.
Yes, Chicago. I went to not just Chinatown in Chicago, but many places in Chicago, because I needed to get out, stretch my legs a little bit, do things. And let me tell you, what a bustling hive of activity.
It's a lot going on.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So the part of Chinatown that I was in was interesting because it reminded me of the Detroit Shipping Company to an extent, because there was a central corridor with a bunch of businesses on the first and second levels. And the first level was mostly retail. The second level was mostly like insurance companies and stuff like that. No, I'm serious. It was wild.
That's pretty funny.
And so
it was just like rented out commercial space.
Yeah, but for 2 blocks, 3 blocks. It's
That's
just a
cool.
giant row. And on the live stream, producer Adam is putting up some pictures of it. But it was wild. And it was a Sunday night, and still super busy with people. And I have a lot of takeaways from my trip to Chicago, but one of them is, man, people and density so important.
Y'all know I be screaming about that all day long. Is density, density, density. I don't care if we got to flip the whole zoning law in the city charter on its head. I don't care. I want all of us living close to each other. I don't want to have to get in the car and drive 20 minutes to go see my mama. I want to do that. All right? I want this to be a walkable utopia. But I understand that's going to take time, and it's going to take energy, it's going to take effort. But there are some areas where people are really working hard to make that more of a reality. I went to the Chinatown Festival over the weekend. I didn't drive, and I live almost on the river. I did a scooter, and then I walked the other half of it.
Nice.
And it felt great. It felt great. And I took the Q line back. It felt great to not have to get in my car. It was fantastic.
That was the biggest shock for me coming back. Not that I logically knew it. I logically knew.
Yes, we all logically know, but when you go do it and then come back, it's different.
I spent 3 days on various L trains and buses. I didn't need a vehicle once. I got everywhere I needed to go quickly and on time using the CTA.
There you go.
I come back this very morning, take the bus in, ghost bus. Second ghost bus.
Tragedy.
Then had to catch a ride in because it was not working. It literally just doesn't show up here in Detroit. And it was this thing of within 24 hours seeing it. And here's the other thing. There is this argument. Here's another thing I come out with. There is this argument of buses versus trains. No, all of them. You need both.
You need
this
all of
idea that people say that, we had some guests on the show previously who were like, oh, I don't want to do a train. I want something that'll happen when I can happen. Yep. You know what? You need both. You need to have a really strong bus system that feeds to a spine of a train system.
It needs to be a yes and.
A yes and. And I know we won't get there immediately. I know. I'm not dumb. I'm not sitting there going, we're going to have elevated. No. But what I do think is that we need to get really serious. And right now, apparently, DDOT has something like 40 buses out of commission right now.
That just basically means half the system don't work.
And it doesn't work in my neighborhood.
Yeah, half the system don't work. So 40 buses means half of the routes don't work.
And so we need to do something that's sustainable, that's an actual investment. And I realize how angry I am.
Well, you should be
about the fact that there was a proposal to spend $200 million on transit, and the administration said, no, we can't spend that money.
We can't spend that money.
We don't know how to spend that money. Tell me this: if that's the issue, not the money, but that we can't spend it,
bro,
that is a problem. And then here's another thing.
I would spend it. Do you not? I think you know how to spend that much money. I know.
Here's the thing. Let's dare to think about bigger ideas.
Yeah.
All right. So I have strong feelings. Recently, there was this whole Project Grit thing.
Yeah.
About a large SanDisk factory out in Flint or whatever that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was a couple $1 billion in cash incentives, not just tax incentives, cash.
Cash money.
If there is $2 billion for SanDisk, give me my train. No, and I mean that seriously, across the state. Why are we investing in private companies? Why are we doing that, picking winners and losers, when we could invest in something that would seriously give a hand up in Detroit, in Flint, everywhere else? Why are we even thinking about that? What is wrong? I thought these were liberals in charge.
Hey, man.
Liberals are about we are supposed to be about taking care of the people.
Yep.
And I am tired of excuse after excuse. This is dumb.
Yeah, you're not gonna get an argument out of me, man.
But why are we doing in secret deals about economic development when we don't have our ducks in a row? Why are we handing corporations this money? Tax incentives, I understand. Discounts, I understand. Cash money, invest it in the people. That needs to be in the rules.
Hey, man,
no one running for office should allow cash unless it's for the people.
I'm gonna let you cook, bro. Keep cooking, because you're not gonna get an argument out of me based on that, man. Because at the end of the day, when I look at the shortfalls, not just from a litany of budgets, but when we look at the shortfalls, particularly around this issue, which, by the way, for the past 4 to 5 years has been number 1 or number 2 for voters under 50. Like almost every voter under 50,
73%, I think was the statistic.
Yes, says across all cohorts. This is not a racial thing. This is not across all cohorts. Voters under 50 say that transit is one of their number 1 or number 2 issues when they vote. Everyone in Metro Detroit wants this fixed, and they want it fixed yesterday. So when you hear that people say, oh, we don't know how to spend that much money, Bruh, give it to me. I'll figure it out. You give me $2 billion, I figure out how to have the whole fleet electrified. We would have brand new routes. We would have an extension of rail. We would figure it out. But if you're telling us that you don't know how to spend $2 billion or however much it was that D-Dot was getting, no, balderdash, bro. That does not make sense. It does not compute.
I was joking with some friends on the visit because they were, having some complaints about the red line or whatever, which, by the way, I didn't wait more than 10 minutes for a single train.
Yeah.
I said, if y'all don't want it, we'll take it. Norris, will you help me?
Yes,
We'll load up the trucks. We'll take it station by station. If you don't want your red line, if you think there's too much poop on it, if you think it's too dangerous,
we'll take it, poop and all.
We will take all, 26 miles?
Yeah, we'll take
rail?
the whole 26
I'll take it piece by piece. I will load up the trucks. We will send a caravan from Detroit to the Skyway.
Yeah.
We'll take every piece of rail and I will run it
up
all
Jefferson.
over up Woodward, 26 miles. It's within the city of Detroit. We can go even into the suburbs a bit.
We
take
could.
half of it and we can go to 696.
Bruh, let's get it, bruh. We'll take it to Royal Oak and back. Y'all will love it.
Because this is, it just got me mad. It got me mad.
We can tell.
I'm just tired of walking down streets. So I was up in Andersonville. And there's Clark Avenue. And Andersonville is a neighborhood that is the home of local shopping, which is very close to my heart.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a localist at heart. I always buy local.
You literally made a podcast called Daily Detroit.
I literally only order from Amazon if I can't get it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going down the street and there are 2-story, 3-story commercial buildings. You know what they look like? They're from the same era of Mack Avenue near where I live. Okay. So I'm a long time Detroiter.
Yeah.
Okay.
You remember when it looked like that a little bit?
I do. When I was in Detroit in the 80s as a kid.
Yeah.
Okay. I split my time growing up. My grandmother lived in Indian Village. I remember these buildings. You can look at the pictures in coffee shops like Common Ground or the Commons and see these storefronts that we demolished. Okay. Beautiful, cool little tile like embellishments and streets right up to the street and like little areas to sit out and everything. We demolished it all.
Yeah.
We demolished it all, but it's all sitting there.
Yeah.
And there's no reason we can't have it. There's no reason we can't rebuild it. There's no reason, like some of the building styles I would see, I've seen them up on Dexter on the west side.
Yeah, man.
All that stuff at
Saw
that
Rust
same era,
Belt.
it was all of the same era. We're cousins. Chicago and Detroit are cousins.
Yep. Saw Rust Belt, dog. And listen, I get the same feeling. I get the same feeling when I go to places like Chicago. But I think the thing that I always try to emphasize is that at the end of the day, Chicago, for the most part, even when it started to expand out into the suburbs and urban sprawl and all that stuff, Chicago stayed Chicago.
For sure.
And there's a lot of people who kept their butts in Chicago, whether they be white, black, Latino, whatever. That the racial part doesn't matter. But there was a lot of people that stayed their butts in Chicago. That was not the case here. And I think that is something that we also got to address, and we also got to be very we got to just drink that. We got to drink that poison with the water. We got to take.
Tell me about it.
We gotta accept that, and we gotta accept that if the people who left and went to Southfield and Oak Park and Birmingham and wherever, if y'all are unwilling to come back, we'll take new people. But don't be mad when the city looks different, and whether that be economically, whether that be racially, whether that be socially, this is a black city, and I think for the far into the future, it will remain a majority black city. However, I do think that the demographics will change. Not a might change, not a could change, will change. It is inevitable because the people moving here are moving here with a spirit that allows them to get stuff done, with the funds to get stuff done, and with the access to get stuff done. Is that unfair? Unfortunately, it is. But the people who could have did it left. And I will never forget y'all for that. I'm just putting that out there. I love y'all. I love y'all, but I'll never forgive you.
You're even talking about your family.
Absolutely. I don't forget them either.
Because you have some tough conversations.
Absolutely. Listen, with my actual blood, and I tell them, I was like, you should have stayed in the city, bro. You can't speak on us. I literally called my dad, bro. He got mad at me. But but legit, man. Like, there are family members I have that I'm just like, why didn't y'all stay? You know how dope it would have been for this business that you have, or for these ideas that you have. Many of them still work in the city. They still come down and play in the city, but their property taxes are not in the city, and that angers me. But that's just the breaks. I can't control what people do, but I want y'all back. I want y'all back. But if you don't want to come back, somebody will take your place.
Yeah, because outside of the regional tourism aspect, when I think about investment, when I think about the people who I interview, the people you've heard on this show, so often it is somebody from New York, somebody from Chicago, somebody from San Francisco. Very rarely is it somebody from Lake Angeles. Very rarely is it somebody from Allen Park, right? Metro Detroiters are missing out on the up that Detroit is. And that is wild to me, because I think regions need to work together. We're all neighbors. I have a very inclusive way of looking at it, because we all got family everywhere, right?
Yeah.
That's just the reality.
Yeah.
And to me, there is so much economic possibility that's in Oakland County, in Macomb County, in other parts of Wayne County, that is not getting unleashed here. And then you're seeing the money from other places come here.
Yeah. And my thing is that if you cool with that, then you cool with that. But don't be angry when you start to see things happening. I think that's the part that kind of sticks in my craw, which is, we want this to be a city that continues to improve. We want this to be a city that continues to have new ideas. But at the same time, regionally, a lot of us cloister ourselves off from those new ideas from new places. And it's weird when I'm hearing people who are not from here, who have never grown up here. And I'm not talking about like native Detroiters per se. Like, a lot of native Detroiters, we got that love. We got that pride, and that sort of, we don't ride for our city. But when I'm talking to people from the suburbs and the exurbs, there's still a lot of that 1960s, 70s, and 80s thought process that's prevailing. Sure, you all will come down here to watch the Tigers and
it's
the
across
Red
communities.
Wings.
To be real, it's across communities.
And I'm taking race out of this. I just want y'all to know I'm taking race completely out of this. I mean, we've seen city council meetings in Southfield where people are talking about, we don't want the guy dancing with his kids on Southfield and 9 Mile because it reminds me I live on the east side. What? Nah, dude is literally outside playing a trombone or whatever he was, just because he likes doing it. But nah, that reminds you too much of living near the pores. Nah, dude, we got to kill that. We have got to kill that ideology. This region needs cooperation in the same way that other metro regions understand that if the city dies, everywhere else will die. All right? Because I'll tell you, when people move into this area, I have never heard, not near one person, never ever in my life, to say, bro, I really, when I was a kid and I graduated college, I really wanted to move to Oak Park. You've never heard that.
There is now news that Sweetgreen is opening in downtown Detroit. It's a popular fast casual restaurant.
I'm so happy.
I know, because I've been a few times, but I know this is your jam. This will be at 1020 Woodward. It will be the 6th location in Michigan. And this is going to be in a bedrock property. This is very like customizable. So fast casual, like bowls and like protein plates and things like that. I think there's like 900 locations nationwide. So we're a little behind the curve.
Yeah.
But I know people are really excited about this, and that includes you.
Better late than never. Listen, I used to hate having to drive to Ann Arbor on Michigan Avenue way out there to go to Sweetgreen, because I love Sweetgreen. Let me tell y'all something. This salad place is off the chain. You can get so much stuff at Sweetgreen. It's gonna be over there in the that big Quicken building just off of Campus Martius, kind of where it used to be Jimmy John's over there, and a few other shops over there. I'm excited about it because it is another kind of little. Oh yeah, Adelina. Yeah, it's right next door to Adelina. And I'm just excited for it, man, because it's just another great, healthy little lunch option. And we kind of was lacking in little lunch options.
Well, there's 7 Greens around the corner.
They better be scared. and I hate to say this about a small business, but they better be scared. 7 Greens, I love y'all, but y'all don't be open enough. I need y'all to be open just a little bit longer sometimes, man. I love y'all, and I want to support the small business, but every time I go, y'all not open.
Okay, for the people, what's your order at Sweetgreens?
You know what? It really depends, man. But they got like a sweet chicken that you could put in the salads. I would get that no matter what. But you know what really where I go is the focaccia. They got a focaccia bread that is just, I mean, it's way better than it should be for basically a glorified fast food joint. Like it's really devastating. Like I know bread is not great for you, but it's the jam. Sweetgreen is dope. I can't wait to check it out. I'm gonna spend too much money.
Let's end on some good news. Apple Manufacturing Academy is opening in Detroit next month in a couple of weeks, August 19th. This initiative offers free programming to train and support American businesses, innovators, and manufacturers in advanced technologies. This is in collaboration with Michigan State University. There will be workshops focusing on AI, smart manufacturing, machine learning, and automation. And this is part of a more than $500 billion or more than $500 billion commitment over the next 4 years that Apple is making for U.S. stuff. Now, that's not just in the city of Detroit, but to see this here on top of the Developer Academy, longtime listeners of the show will know we actually had someone from Apple on the show talking about the Developer Academy. This is the kind of stuff you need, the on-ramps to these kind of jobs of the future, because we can't always just be stuck in manufacturing. Or in basic manufacturing. Basic
manufacturing. I mean, listen, ultimately, this is one of those cool things that, you know, is going to attract one of those people who, you know, potentially graduate from a high school in the area, and maybe they want to go directly into the workforce, or maybe you got somebody who has a passing interest, or maybe even you got somebody who's just really into Apple and just wants to be closer to Apple and learn more from Apple and do the things that Apple sponsors. This is all cool, man. And, you know, this is going to allow people to have a different pathway into tech that is more hardware based. A lot of the on-ramps we see with tech is always based around software, based around coding, based around, you know, machine learning and that kind of stuff. And this is something that kind of leverages a spirit that we already have here, which is manufacturing, and kind of taking it to a new level, a different step. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, well, that will be open Tuesday, August 19th, and we'll put a link in the show notes. Norris Howard, so good to see you.
We had an angry show today, but you know what? That's life sometimes. You got to let it out.
You let me out the city, and look, I just came back mad.
No, but you know what? Sometimes you got to be that way. Sometimes, listen, anger is a valid emotion that all of us should feel sometimes.
Well, you know who I'm not angry at?
Who's that?
Our members on Patreon.
That's right. We love them.
Patreon.com/Daily Detroit. Get some swag. Support what we're doing. We are truly independent media. Even our sponsors oftentimes, our listeners themselves, they found the value because they listen as well to this very podcast. So join us, Patreon.com/Daily Detroit. We are truly independent media. We are not a voice of any political party, not a voice of any political campaign, no foundations, none of that. And even when we get sponsorship, they don't affect our
Only
editorial.
our members can buy us.
That's true. And we're cheap to our members.
We're so cheap.
I mean, would you buy us a coffee, a drink? You know what? $5 a month, less than $50 a year. You can support Daily Detroit. Local media needs local support to survive.
Let's not forget, you can meet up with us at
August
the Old
9th.
Miami. August 9th is coming up.
Yep, the afternoon of August 9th, there is an Eventbrite. Come on out. We're going to be doing a live show. We're going to be doing some Versus tasting. We're going to have some fun stuff, meet and greet. It is Detroit's dog park for humans. That is the Old Miami.
The human zoo.
It is a wonderful place. I cannot wait to see you all on that Saturday. And it's celebrating my birthday.
That's right. So come out for Jared's birthday. That's what I'm calling it. He wants to give you all the other reasons. I don't care about all that. We're going to hang out for Jared's birthday. We're going to have a live show. We're going to have a good time. So come out, share a drink with us, break bread, and let's have a good old time.
Oh, for sure. And if you're listening to the podcast, tune in on Tuesday night. We're going to do something stupid or great. And that is a live stream of the mayoral results as they come in for Detroit
The
mayor.
primary.
Yeah, the primary results here.
I'm interested, man. That number 2 slide is up in the air right now, dude. It could go anywhere. I don't know what's gonna happen.
It's going to be fun to watch and talk with people, answer questions on the live stream. Maybe have some guests come in. If you've got feedback, dailydetroit@gmail.com. And definitely it's something we want to do. So we will be on Tuesday. Our live stream will not be on Wednesday because of that.
That's right.
Because I'm going to be tired.
And we don't need to recover yet.
Yeah, we're going to need to recover. But so tune in the live stream Tuesday around 7:45, just before 8 p.m. when the polls close.
That's right.
We're going to get into it. All right. With that for today, and we will talk tomorrow. I'm Jer Stays.
And I'm Norris Howard.
Remember that you are somebody, and we'll see you around Detroit.